There's a little bloke over there, yeah?
Oh,
Oh, shoot! Lucas, you're so
That ain't-
stupid! We all know about Kanye West. You know, the guy who made that one album with the bear, the Red Album, and everyone's personal favorite, Donda. Well, my question today about Mr. West, Mr. Presidential candidate in I think 2020 or something, 2016, is with the power and money that Kanye West has right now, could he possibly stop the war between the Middle East? Now, he doesn't have an army, but what he does have is fans. And what fans could do is enlist in Kanye's personal militia to create some kind of West Army, as he would call it. And this West Army could be used to absolutely pummel Iraq or Iran or Israel. See, with Kanye's money and his fans, he could buy weapons of mass destruction, or just weapons that are like military graded, like AR-15s with ACOG scopes on them or something. Then he could get some kind of, he could rent out like military weapon or military vehicles, take them to Iraq through the sea, and just absolutely go crazy. Now, the thing is, what side would he be on? We all know Kanye's controversial takes on Jews. But even with this, what if he's fighting for the US? Which means he would be fighting against Iran. Well, we'll look at it with two ways, okay? We'll look at it through the lens of him fighting Iran and him fighting Israel. And we'll see how this war would go if Kanye West were to create a private militia with all the fans that he has and go absolutely ham in the Middle East with all the weapons that he could afford with his money. Alright, so for this first picture, I took, honestly, I would say way too much time. And for this whole thing, I took so much time. So in the first image, what you could see is Kanye has already taken the lower half of Iran, and he is trying to push through the lower half and get higher and higher into Iran until he could fully take over. The reason why he hasn't yet is because he would have to pass through multiple different countries and possibly start a conflict between them as well. And also the fact that he hasn't fully enlisted all of his troops yet. He's only sent a few as he sits back in the in the neighboring country, hiding out so that nobody could try and assassinate him. The other country has allowed him to stay there as long as he doesn't do anything crazy. So he's just laying there, laying low, until he could fully get his troops and then push through the lower half of Iran and into the higher parts. So he's finally pushed through all these cities. He captured a few other ones to the side. He passed by these, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 different cities that were just bordering the land that he took. And from the help of his fans, he was able to somehow collect a few tanks and an AC-130, who was absolutely wreaking havoc all over the right side of Iraq, close to Afghanistan, which will be important in a bit. These tanks are now pushing through the front lines. He's mainly sending his troops to the smaller cities because he knows that those will be easier to take. And the tanks are mainly defending the border from Iraq and, as Kanye is going to later call it, Kanye-landia. This little part that has strips going through it, that means that it's currently the main focus of the battle. Both sides are both pushing to this part. Both sides are both sending multiple troops to this part. But some of the troops sent by Iraq are getting absolutely annihilated by the AC-130 in the sky. So, this is about 2 weeks into the fight. There's already been around 200,000 casualties, mainly on Iraq's side, being 185 on Iraq estimated and 15K on Kanye's side. In this third picture, by the helps of his AC 130s, his tanks, and the amount of people who he has now captured, or sorry, not captured, I meant recruited, he is able to cause Iran to completely surrender. He's bombed every single part of it. Those AC 130s are just destroying everything. The tanks have just ran through the cities. Soldiers everywhere are just completely annihilating every city. And Kanye Landia has now won the war. They've actually won the war, and they took a bit of Afghanistan where Kanye was hiding before because he did not want to be killed. Afghanistan agreed to an annex of their land as long as they could have Kanye as their leader, and Kanye agreed because obviously Kanye's the GOAT. So after Kanye wins all of Iraq, he just completely destroys it, takes over Afghanistan in an agreement. He decides, you know what, this isn't enough. I want to go for the even bigger target. I want to finish what Iran couldn't. And so he's trying to send his troops to Israel. After seeing the tweets that he sent not even that long ago, he looks back at them and thinks, I have lost the plot. These are my enemies. So he takes his battle to Israel. To get to there, he needs to get past Syria, Iraq, Jordan, and Turkey. Turkey and Syria both agree that he could send his troops through there as long as they don't do anything to any Turkish or Syrian civilians. But Iraq and Jordan are mad because they do not like that Kanye is just driving a bunch of tanks and soldiers through their town. So, what he does is he just decides to go to war with Iraq and Jordan. And this war is not really long fought, at least for them two. Kanye, with the help of secret Iranian facilities that are making nukes, takes one of the nukes and just bombs the hell out of Jordan. And then he just absolutely annihilates Iraq with the help of America, who agrees that as long as he doesn't attack Israel, he's okay to take over Iraq and maybe Jordan. But, like his favorite person in the world, he gets a little cocky. He decides, why not just take over Israel? As long as I don't tell America, they won't know. But what he doesn't know is that the media is able to get it out to America. And so America does not like this. And by the grace of God, they're able to get there before they fully take over Israel. And they just absolutely lay carnage to Kanye Landia. And America is slowly taking over from there. And America starts where Israel's at, kind of inside of Syria, where Syria is okay with it, and where Turkey's at. And Turkey's okay with America because, America hasn't done anything to them. And just go absolutely ham in Jordan, where Kanye tries to send a few troops with their B-2 bombers and absolutely gunned out tanks. They just absolutely annihilate the front lines near Jordan and just destroy the upper part of Kanye Landia while also taking over Afghanistan and the lower half of Kanye Landia. Anyways, after taking over Iran, leaving Afghanistan alone, taking over Iraq's area and Jordan, they begin to push in on Kanye. But Kanye's hiding. They can't find him. They're trying to call a truce. They're staying outside the border, and they're just waiting. They're just waiting it out, trying to figure out if Kanye's going to do anything crazy. This would prove detrimental to America. Because what they didn't know was Kanye was secretly enriching uranium both in Iraq and Iran in between the fights. And he quickly, as a last ditch effort to get rid of America off his tail, set off every nuke in Iran and Iraq, completely destroying every troop that was in Kanyelandia and anything surrounding it that America had taken. After this, nothing was left except for carnage and destruction and ash. But Kanye and all of his legacy, just like the man that he supports, had vanished just like that. In the blink of an eye, all of it had gone to rubble. So, long story short, yeah, Kanye could basically just beat everything except for America.